Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Adela. How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Great. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Spain.
Spain. Awesome. Awesome. Nice to meet you. And um, I'm actually from Idaho in the USA. Um, and I am a new teacher here on Verbling, so it's very nice to meet you. Have you been studying very much? Have you studied very much on Verbling, or are you also new?
No, I'm about 6 months, more or less. February, I
Oh,
think.
okay. All right. Wonderful. Yeah. So you've had a chance to meet everybody, meet many people. So, hi Tony.
Hi,
How are you?
doing great. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I like that Christmas tree. Where's that at?
Yeah, it's a picture I've already took around a couple of years ago in United States.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, my name is Holly, and I don't. Holly is associated with Christmas.
Oh,
We
really?
have, yeah, that we have. There's holly berries. They're red berries, and then there's a
Mhm.
holly bush, and then there's a lot of Christmas carols with holly in it, and so I've always liked Christmas. So anyway, where are you calling from, Tony?
I'm from Japan,
Japan. Awesome. What what part of Japan?
near Tokyo or Kanagawa Prefecture.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Awesome. Awesome. We have another person coming in. Hi, Alex. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
Hi.
How
Where
are
where are
you?
you calling from?
I'm from Spain.
Spain. Okay, so we've got two people from Spain. Adela is from Spain. Are you from the same part of Spain? Where are you calling from it within Spain, Adela?
I'm from Valencia. It's
Yeah,
in
me
Okay.
too.
the
Me too.
And where are you calling from, Alex?
Uh, from the same place,
Oh,
Valencia.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Maybe you guys know each other, but you don't know you know each other. So you've seen each other.
Maybe.
Yeah. All
Maybe.
right. Well, just to tell you a little bit about me, this is now my third class here on Verbling. I've been teaching English since 1994. I taught in South Korea for a couple years, and I taught in Finland for 11 years. And I have been teaching online since 2006. And I've taken a couple years off where I haven't been teaching very much. I've been teaching maybe an hour a week, where now I'm starting to teach a lot more. Um, and I came back to the States 5 years ago um, to be close to my family. And it's been really nice to be close to them and still have the opportunity to teach students. So, um, all right. Do you have any questions about me?
No,
no,
it's okay.
Oh,
no.
okay. All right. Well,
Mm.
let's get started. Today, the topic, what the goal of the class is for you guys to talk as much as possible about um, basically just talk and increase your fluency. That's our goal for you today. And the topic, though, is a topic that some people might find difficult and some people might find easy. It just depends. This topic is near and dear to my heart. Do you guys know this? Near and dear to my heart. And what it means is that it's very personal for me because my twin sister adopted 3 children, and she's my twin, and she adopted twin boys and their older sister. And so I saw them go through the adoption process, and it was really fun to see. So let's go ahead and get started. The topic today is on adoption, and in the years that I've taught students, I've learned that adoption in different countries has different meanings or different attitudes and so forth. Do you all know what adoption is?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And hello. Is it Amr? I recognize your face from the last class. Yeah. Hello, Amr. You're muted, so we can't hear you. And we've got another person, Alberto. Hi, Alberto. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started on adoption. Adoption is when children are raised in a new class. So, okay, bear with me a moment. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a warm-up discussion. So, hi, Alberto.
Hi.
How are you?
How's it going?
Very good.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm very well.
Where are you calling from?
Girl, from Brazil.
Brazil. Okay. Awesome.
Brazil. Yes.
Awesome. All right. And then Amr, have you been able to speak? Okay, you're.
I try to English, Spanish, French.
Oh, okay, awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, today we're going to start out with
me. Where are you from?
So, okay. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start out with a warm-up discussion.
Where are you from?
Oh, where am I from? I am from Idaho, USA. And it is a small town. I live in a small town of 850 people. It's very, very tiny. And I have lived in the area now for 5 years. And before that, I lived in Finland, and I taught English in Finland for 11 years. So many times I will talk about Finland like it's my hometown and my home country, but it's not. So all right. Nice to meet everybody.
Whoa.
All right. Let's go ahead.
Finlandia.
Yeah, Finlandia. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We have the warm-up discussion. We're going to go over some vocabulary. We will have a reading, and then again some vocabulary, which I call collocations, and then we will discuss adoption. Okay, so that's how we're going to set the classes set up today. Okay, and first question I have for you guys today is, what is adoption? So Tony, what is adoption?
Adoption means if someone got pregnant but they are not capable of growing up a child, then people will decide to take him or her to adoption, foster care maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah.
Adoption is a meaning of giving a baby to the others.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a way to give a baby or a child
Yeah.
to others. Exactly. And instead of growing up a child, children grow up. Um, children grow up. Parents or family raise children.
Mm. Okay. Raise children.
Okay. All right. And all right. Thank you very much for that answer. And does everybody agree that that is what adoption is? Adela, Alex,
No, it's
Mhm.
correct.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
Amr, yes. Do you know anyone who has adopted, who was adopted as a child?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Can you guys give me some specifics? Tell me about it.
hmm Yes, I have an aunt who who has adopted a girl from China.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So your aunt, was she a single lady or was she
Yes. She's a single
married?
lady.
Okay.
Yes.
And was the child handicapped or
No. The child is normal. It's normal. She
okay.
has a well, it's not very important, but she has a little bump on her head.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, but it's not important.
Yeah, okay. The reason I asked that is because um, when I was researching international adoption for single women just a couple weeks ago, and I saw that China for single women will allow the kids who have deformities, um, physical deformities,
Mm-hmm.
but the healthy kids um, go to couples. So anyway, all
Mm.
right.
So,
Adela, yes,
so
Alex.
sorry. Yes. So if the child has a discapacity or a deformity,
Hmm.
the parents don't want the child.
Yeah, in
Okay.
yeah, in some countries, yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, and Adela, you said you know somebody who is adopted.
Yes, I know people have adopted. For example, in China, a China girl
Hmm.
is more normal in Spain.
Hmm.
My ex-principal in my school have a daughter is a China girl, but
Hmm.
it's not handicapped.
She is
Handicapped.
handicapped. Okay,
No.
she's not. She's
It's
healthy.
no. I think the problem in China is when the restriction about the only one child,
Hmm.
um, families or parents aren't like or doesn't like to have a girl. They
Hmm.
like a son. Not. I think in this moment there was. Mm, or they produce a lot of adoption in Spain about China girls,
Hmm. Chinese
Chinese
girls.
girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that other countries as well. But yeah.
Ukraine is my hairdresser is has an Ukrainian child.
Yeah.
In this case, is a kid is a son.
Hmm.
Is man.
Okay. Yeah, in English we instead of Ukrainian we say Ukraine, so we say Ukrainian.
Ukraine.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people. For example, when I was 11, my aunt and uncle adopted a little boy from Korea who was 11 as well, and um, their kids were older, so they chose to adopt an older child, and his adoptive brother married a lady who was adopted from Korea, and then they adopted a little boy from Liberia. So you have my cousin who is blonde. No worries, Alberto. His he's got blonde hair, and his wife is Korean. He has two daughters who are half Korean, and then they adopted a boy from Liberia, and he is the cutest little boy. But they have a white Korean, a white, and then Koreans, and then a little boy who's very, very black, a very international, intercultural, and he's actually a Spanish teacher, so he teaches Spanish to middle school students. So anyway, let's go on to the next one. Well, do you know anyone who has adopted a child? And I know many people who have adopted. Do you guys know people who have adopted? And anybody else know people who have adopted a child?
I know a guy who was adopted is Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Do you know him?
Yeah, indirectly, of course.
Okay.
Kind of famous. And I was interested in his history, so I bought a book and I read this one, and it said that Steve Jobs was adopted, and in his case, it was really when it was good things for him. Yeah, because their parents were very courteous and kind, and their occupation are even really good for his sense of making something. Yeah.
So in his case, being adopted gave him an advantage.
Yes, exactly. So, I think
gave him an advantage. Good, excellent. So what are some of the reasons people choose to adopt? Can you guys think of some reasons people choose to adopt?
Yes.
What do you think?
When the girl of the couple is not able to have babies,
okay,
it's a good choice.
Okay, in English that is called infertility. Somebody's so if a couple is, or you would say when a couple is infertile.
Well, the girl of the couple or the girl, a single girl. It's not necessary that it's not necessary to adopt a child to be a couple. You can be a single person,
single woman, or a single man as well.
It's single man, single woman.
A single man, it's more difficult to find, but it is possible. Okay, so the one reason for people to adopt is infertility. Another reason is, of course, they're single. Can you guys think of any other reasons?
Yes.
A couple of men's same sex.
Okay, so the how would we the same-sex couples. So
Yes.
okay, that's pretty common as well. Or they get somebody to have the babies for them. Okay.
There's no problem because we can use the in vitro.
Yes. Yeah.
But 2 months is a little problematic.
Exactly. So you would say 2 men. 2 men.
2 men. Sorry.
2 men. It's a little problem if it's 2 men, but for 2 women they can get a donor and do that. Okay, so that's another reason. Can anybody think of any other reasons?
Yes, another reason could be the concern about overpopulation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard problem.
So concern with overpopulation.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, or some people. It seems like in the area where I went to university, it seems that people, a lot of people have just jumped on the bandwagon. Has anybody ever heard of that? Jumped on the bandwagon.
No, I haven't.
Right?
That is, I'm writing it in the chat. Jumped on the bandwagon. That means one person started doing it, so everybody started doing it. So
Like
my
a fashion.
yeah, it became it's kind of a fad, or it's fashionable. I know several people I went to university with that have mostly Korean children out of the same organization. So yeah, but my aunt and uncle, my uncle was a social work professor, and so he thought, they talked about it and they decided they wanted to experience adopting children because it was part of his profession, and he wanted to know what it was like and so forth. And now they had 2 biological children, and then the son they adopted from Korea, and now their biological kids they live far away, but their son they adopted from Korea lives just down the street, so it's really nice for them. So, and he's in his 40s now. He's
Sorry. It is a person who is people now have a demanding job. Is problematic to stop to have or no?
If they have a demanding job, is it problematic to start?
To start to be pregnant, because this is the meaning, the jumping of the wagon. I don't.
Yeah, that makes sense. So maybe somebody doesn't want to they want to be parents. But they don't have time to go through the 9 months.
Okay, it's for job, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I can see where that would be the case. So okay, now number 5. What is the difference between domestic and international adoption? What do you think? Anybody know?
Domestic in same country, international abroad.
Exactly. And hello, Trong. How are you? Welcome. So, and what are the views of adoption in your country? The reason I ask this is the different countries I've talked to a friend of mine, a student of mine from Syria, and she told me that it's a very negative view in her country. And then when I lived in Korea, they told me the same thing. So how about in your countries? Is it a positive view or a negative view or neutral, or what are people's opinion of adoption in your country?
I think in my country, people has a good opinion about adoption,
Mhm.
but I see that people prefer to adopt children from abroad than children from the same country. A good example is my aunt,
Mhm.
and well, a lot of people are adopting children from Korea, Vietnam,
Mhm.
China. It's as you were saying before, it's like a fashion.
Mhm. Yeah, to do international adoption.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
All right. And how about in Japan, Tony? What is the
Hmm. I don't know about this in detail, but
Mhm.
one of my friends, one of my colleague was adopted. I mean,
Mhm.
he said this kind of things, adoption things, and in his case, it was not so good. Uh,
Mhm.
their parents, his parents was not so kind, not so good parents, and
Mhm.
yeah, so I think it totally depends on the people who receive child for adopt
Mhm.
child. So if
Mhm.
uh, it doesn't matter biologically or adopted, if
Mhm.
they have enough affection toward their adopted child. It
Mhm.
totally depends on parents, I guess.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. All right. Um, one thing that I was thinking that possibly might not, maybe it wasn't good for him, is because there was a saying that I don't know if it's in your country, but we have a saying in English, and it's blood is thicker than water. You guys know what that means?
Maybe blood is means that the in I can say biologically child or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's saying the many times the biological family will have a bear with me a moment. Will have a deeper bond
Hmm.
than the adoptive, and it's a very controversial saying.
Yeah, I think if I were to be a adopted child, then I would think of who is my real father or mother. So
Mm-hmm.
at that time, maybe parents, not biologically parents, might be struggle with these kind of things. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you never know. So Trong, first
Yes,
of
yes.
all, hello. Where are you from?
I come from Vietnam.
Vietnam. All right. So what are the views of adoption in Vietnam?
What?
What do people think about adoption in Vietnam?
Oh, yeah.
This question right here, the last one.
I think in a family there is the nice raw child and adoption.
The family, excuse me?
Sorry, I'm not clearly what is the adoption.
Oh, adoption is when a baby is given to another family to raise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in Vietnam there is the like raw child were born by parents than adoption. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's better for parents for children to stay with their family.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So it's better for parents to get children to stay with their family.
Mhm.
Children to stay. Yes.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes. Yes, what is your question?
Okay. Yes, here in Spain, if you have children and you are not able to raise them, these children are going to be raised in a special institution. So my question is, what happens with children from China, Vietnam, Korea, when their parents are not able to raise them? There are public institutions or private institutions that raise them, because maybe people here in Spain prefer to adopt children from these kind of countries because that reason, maybe, well, it could be one of the reasons, because
Yeah. I don't know. I think that Trong, since you're from Vietnam, do you know
Yeah.
what happens when a mother is unable to care for their children? What happens to the children?
When they didn't look. Sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, I'll write it in the chat. Okay. What happens in Vietnam when a mother or father are not able to care for their children?
They can take their children for grandmother, grandfather.
Okay.
Or they can have center to protect children that who didn't have parents. Yeah.
Okay, so they take them to the grandparents, or the the grandparents try to help. What if the grandparents are too old?
They can take baby to the center, help them, protect them.
Okay, so there's all kinds of words for that. It could be in the U.S. we would say the Department of Health and Welfare.
Yeah.
And the Department of Health and Welfare would put the children in foster care.
I think so.
Okay. And then also in some countries, families can take the kids to orphanages. Orphanages, and an orphan, it's like like a place where the kids can live, and some families will take them to an orphanage for a small period of time, and some the child will. In the case of my cousin, he lived with his mother until he was 7, and then his mom took him to an orphanage, and then he was adopted when he was 11. So, and in the U.S., foster care, you can only be in foster care for about 18 months. And if, say for example, if a mother is caught doing something illegal and they go to prison for 2 years, and they don't have family to care for the children could end up being adopted because they've been in foster care for too long. Is that how it is in other countries, or do you know?
Well, here in my community or in my city,
Uh-huh.
I think is the same in Spain.
Okay.
There are public institutions, public welfare institutions, and we have private,
Private?
private, yes, private institutions. The majority of these private institutions are religious.
Okay.
These institutions belong to the Catholic Church, and children are raised in these institutions until they are I'm not sure, but 16 or 18 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and see, and in the States, we don't have those institutions anymore. I mean, we will if there are institutions, but not for that reason. So.
There are two in our community. The possibility when child is older to have a family, but no in adoption. Is only give the child, but don't have the process to adoption. Is only space to give only after that they return to the center or with the mother. Is temporary. Is only in a short, more or less time. Can be the possibility to have because in Spain is difficult. Mothers, biological parents don't have the possibility to have after a time. For example, if the mother is in a jail or the father is in a jail, it's not possible to care the child. Government take care about this child. Maybe a family.
Okay, so basically, if the child has family, they won't be adopted. They're only adopted if they don't have family, correct?
No, I don't explain. Alex,
okay. Alex,
is acogida. This is family.
Okay. Okay. You're saying a family that take care of the child, but only for a short time.
And that's a foster family.
For
a short time or forever?
Yeah, and foster,
but not with adopted process.
Yeah, and foster families in the U.S. Children can only be in foster care for 18 months to 2 years before they start moving towards adoption. Where in the past the children could grow up in foster care. So.
Yes. Hello, teacher. How are you?
Hello. And is this Obed?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome.
Thank you, teacher.
How about in your what country are you from, Obed?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So what are the views of adoption in your country?
Option about what? About children or what?
Yeah, adoption of children. Yeah.
Adoption. What the meaning of the word is adoption?
Let's have somebody explain that. Tony, can you explain the meaning of adoption?
Yeah, adoption is a acting to give a child to the others because of a situation that is not capable of raising a child. So,
Yeah, you mean my child when I work to when I went to my work, I get my child in the house, small house. Someone care about my child? Is it?
No, no,
Mm,
that is childcare. Um, we mean, say for example, you and your wife. No, let's see. Maybe something happens and there's a car accident and your wife passes away and you have this baby and you
okay.
can't care for it. And so in some countries, if the parents cannot care for the children, then they will the child will go for adoption. Or in the U.S., if parents are put in prison for 2 to 5 or 10 years, their children will be adopted and they'll be part of another family. So, and in some countries, and I believe in Saudi Arabia, it's probably not common. If you
Yeah,
die,
yeah, yeah,
and your wife die and your child has no parents,
yeah, yeah.
where does the child go? Does it go to your brother or?
Mm. Really, our region
Mhm.
here, uh, religion here told us about this child without a parent.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have the government help this child
Mhm.
where they didn't have any birth or some accident when the accident and the boys didn't have mother or father.
Mhm.
The government help us, and every month he take him some money.
Okay.
Yes.
So the government helps them, but does another family decide to raise him as their own?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Many rich men here. You go to the I don't know what the place. The child
Mhm.
stay there, but go there and he talking about I want to one daughter or one son. I want the child live with me in my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's possibly called an orphanage. Or it could be, as somebody wrote in the chat earlier, an NGO. Does anybody know what that means? A non-governmental agency organization.
You mean what's the meaning of NGO?
Yeah.
Non-government organization one.
Yeah. So there'll be some type of place, and every country is different, and so forth. So I'm going to go on to it looks like we're actually running out of time. I was going to do this vocabulary, but we don't have time. So um, we're going to continue with these questions just because of time. And so um, So first question, anybody can grab it, and first one is, how would someone interested in adopting a child go about doing so? Anyone want to choose that question, or do you want me to call on you?
Who would someone interested in adoption? I shall go about doing so.
Maybe it depends on the family. So.
But this question means that which factors could exist, no? In order a family decide to adopt a child.
Yeah. So
Which reasons?
yeah. Well, not really which reasons. What do you do? For example, in the U.S., if somebody wants to adopt a child, they have to take a course. They have to. It's in Idaho, where I'm from. They take a course about parenting and childcare and taking care of children who've been in trauma, and then they have to get a case study, a home study done.
Yeah, you mean the government take him a course before this before this taking a child?
Yep. They have to. Yeah, they have to go through and fill out all kinds of paperwork. They have to prove that they can afford the course, and I mean not the course, the children. They have to show finances. They have to show their background, and they have to go through many. In English, we say they have to jump hoops.
Jump hoops. Okay, this is by money or free?
What do you mean?
When I can't my wife can't buy a boring baby. When I go there, I have to buy money or free.
It depends. In at least like in my country, we have there's public adoptions and there's private adoptions.
Mm-hmm.
And as Adela just wrote, there'll be psychological tests. But with a public adoption, usually a child comes into your home as in foster care. And if the child becomes available, then they can adopt him, and it's actually free. My sister and her husband adopted 3 children, and they came into care at the age of 6 months. 6 months and 17 months. And they adopted them when they were 3. The twins were 3, and their older sister was 4. So so my sister and her husband never had to pay for diapers. They didn't have to pay for the baby food, the formula, because the state paid it all.
Okay,
but private adoption, you have to pay a lot. For international adoptions, it's thousands of dollars.
But the big questions and very important questions. What is the best time when I told the child about Burton or about who are me or who I am?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is maybe 10 years or after 18 years. What the time best when I told this child about this event or actions? You know.
What do you guys think? I know that I personally think you should tell the child from the minute they understand what it is. My sister and her husband, the kids know they're adopted, but for a long time they didn't understand what that meant. But they will grow up always knowing they're adopted. But what do the rest of you guys think? When should a child be told that they're adopted?
Yes, I agree with you that parents should talk about these kind of things with the child, since the child is able to understand. Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why people in the movies do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think, Obed? When should you tell, if you knew somebody that was adopted, when do you think they should be told?
I think when they arrive 18 or maybe 15 years, the time is good to tell him about add options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to be very sure about you like an adopted child, because if after you have problem when was a teenager, when he's a teenager, um, it's difficult for the families. I know the problems. Childs are very active, hyperactive,
Yep.
hyperactive after the adoption is parents think so, or what I do, no?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's true because of different issues that maybe the kids have. They might have issues because of their early years. So, but anyway, let's choose one more question on this list. Could somebody choose a question and ask it?
Do you think brothers and sisters should be separate in adoptions for everyone?
Okay.
No?
What do you guys think? Do you think brothers and sisters should be separated in adoptions, or should they be allowed to stay together?
I don't understand this question.
Well, say for example, if two children or three children become available for adoption because their parents died, and no extended family were to take them, is it better to separate them and give each a child to one family, or should they stay together?
Oh, it's very difficult. It's
Nah.
a tough question.
Yeah.
I think keep together. That's it.
Yes,
You know?
it would be perfect. It would be ideal.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in the reality, maybe it's impossible.
Yeah.
Yes, because family like adopt like only one child. It's a family. It's not possible to have two or three. I think.
Yeah.
Theoretically, is the best, but practically
What
it's
if-
difficult.
Yeah. And what if there's a family of 6 kids? You know, it's really hard to find families that can take 6 kids. Maybe they can take 3, maybe they can take 2, but not 6. So, yeah. All right. And why don't somebody else choose? Tony, why don't you choose a question?
Should families with both children also adopt? Should family with both children also adopt? Yeah, I think it's a controversial issue, and yeah, they've already got their own child, so I don't know why they want to adopt more child, because they are not struggle with having a baby. Yeah, and maybe it totally differ from biological child. I mean, if I got one more child as a adapt using this system, adoption system, I'm sure, then maybe I can feel more bond with a child, biologically my child. As you said earlier, blood is thicker than water. Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of really important point, and
Yeah.
unconsciously, yeah, I will have more strong affection, yeah, toward my biological son, or I'm sure daughter or something.
Okay. Yeah. And what do the rest of you think? If you already have birth children, should you really adopt?
Yes, I agree. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's older children or woman don't have the possibility to be pregnant another time.
A second time?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and like I have my cousin who adopted his brother was adopted, and then his wife was adopted, so they adopted a child because they wanted to experience it as well, being an adoptive family. So, but they already had two daughters, so they have 3 children now. So. Anyway, all right. It looks like we're running out of time. Is there anything else anyone wants to say about adoption? And I'm going to stop sharing and show my face. So, if you saw, did you guys see that little dog? Me with the little dog?
Yes, dog.
Yeah, this little dog that I adopted him when I lived in Finland.
Oh.
He was just under 3 years old, and now he's 11. But when I first got him, he did not understand English, and I learned Finnish to help him. So.
English, maybe.
Well, he didn't understand down, but he didn't understand it in Finnish either. So. But.
This is you mean 7 years you have this dog?
I've had him for 8 years now. Yeah, and he understands English now, but when I first got him, he did not, and when I get mad at him, I start speaking Finnish to him.
Question is why you get dog?
Well, for that dog, somebody gave him. Oh, I need to get to another class, so come to another class. I'll tell you about the dog. Okay. All right. You guys have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
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 Bye, teacher. This is the first time I join with you. Really, nice to see you. Really nice to see you, and I hope join another time. Thank you, teacher.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Bye.